Yeah, dude, like I said, $4 million as the last paycheck is not bad, man. Not bad money. I'll take 10% of that. Give me Kenny's check, man. I won't stop that fight. I'll let you go on out the right way. But all right, let's go to Gio. By chance, you know how many pay-per-views it sold? If anybody in the live chat knows, I'd be a little curious. I don't think it sold too many. Of course, we mentioned it was a little pricey. Obviously, it's two fighters that we would love to have seen, but it's not warranted for that price. Where do they go from here? Obviously, Sean into retirement. Where does Crawford go from here?
He's probably gonna fight another Eastern European. No, I'm joking. I don't know. He said he's not gonna continue with Bob. So I think Bob did a tremendous job promoting Crawford. A lot of people say that he wouldn't promote him, this and that. Man, Bob Arum made people believe that Terence Crawford was a top pound-for-pound fighter in the world, man. With that resume, with your best win, beating a guy who's ready to retire, second best win, probably Gamboa, I would say. I don't know. A guy like 2-3 weight classes under him. Third best win, a PE teacher. Shout out to Jeff Horn. That sounds disrespectful. But if you look at that and you look at what Bob Arum was able to do with Crawford, oh my God. Like, he actually made people believe that he was one of the top fighters in the world. And that, I know that sounds harsh, but I think Bob did a great job with him. And we'll see what happens with Crawford. I don't think he fights Spence next. Obviously, Spence still recovering. I don't know if Spence will still be considered in his prime when he comes back. I mean, he looked good against Danny. But he's just been very inactive in the last couple of years due to injuries. So definitely Spence isn't next. There's a lot of young guys out there, Ennis, Ortiz, as some people mentioned here in the comments. And I think those two guys have a good chance of beating Crawford at this point. I don't know if we've seen the best of Crawford already. I mean, he was losing this fight. But Raw Dog says, I heard 190K. That's what I heard too. So you probably got to subtract 50K from that. Probably did around 150K. I don't know, which is pretty good because how much did Crawford sell with Khan? Like 50K?
Yeah. Okay. So Gio, now that he's officially parted ways in a sense with Bob Arum, do you not envision the fight getting made much simpler? Obviously, we've seen Canelo, Mikey, they go to free agency, and we see fights get made. Envision this, becoming much more attainable now. A fight between Terence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. Which, by the way, Errol Spence Jr. was at the fight. He was at the fight.
I think just the timing is bad. Errol Spence isn't even active right now, so I think the timing is terrible. He'll probably need one or two more fights, I guess, before that fight happens, just to get his rhythm back. So I just think that the timing is just terrible, and obviously Bud isn't getting any younger. So I don't know. I don't know how much longer they can both, stay undefeated and still hold the belts and still, maybe bring another undisputed fight. Obviously, Ugas is out there still with the belt. I think both of them beat Ugas, but we'll see what happens with Spence. He's still recovering, so I don't know. Why do you think it happens anytime soon?
I think it has to happen by late next year, or else it's gonna go past the sub by. Obviously, Crawford is 34, a little bit less tear on his body, in my opinion. Errol Spence 31. He's been in there with Danny Garcia. He's been in there with Sean Porter, a tough 12 rounder. I think if it doesn't happen by late next year, early 2022, it's going to lose its luster. Obviously, it should have happened maybe a year and a half ago, 2 years. I mean, obviously, this is a fight everybody wants to see. 27-0-0, no draws, no knockouts, 38-0-0. There's no blemishes on these guys' records. Somebody wants to see who is a special one of these two. And I think now that Bob Arum is out of the picture, theoretically, I think it could be made much sooner. Obviously, you mentioned Errol Spence having to recover and, get back on. I think one of these guys takes on Ugas. That entices the other one to go for all the belts. So hopefully it happens by end of next year or early 2022. If not, it's going to be Mayweather Pac 2 once again. That's the sell date, you know.
No, I agree with that because, like I said, Crawford's 34, so yeah, I think anything after 2022 is like okay, we didn't get to see the best versions of both men.